Welcome back. We got a fun video for you guys. It's going to be a little bit different today, but we're going to do my first kind of disc review, kind of compare what I think the Proto Simon line balance compares to now, and then what I think MVP is going to go for. I'm going to do a comparison between the MVP balance, which came out in the Gryopalooza mystery boxes. Super fun mystery box. If you guys haven't, try and get one. But we're going to do a disc review against the balance, which is an overstable mid-range, which here in a second I'm going to read from MVP's website what the description of the balance is and what they wanted it to be. And we're going to compare it to the MVP Pyro, which is an overstable mid-range, one of their best in their lineup, most people would say. And then I'm also going to compare it to the Discmania method, which is what I believe, just my own personal belief, I believe that's probably what they're trying to go for, is more of a slightly overstable but still throwable mid-range. I think the Pyro is a very overstable mid. All that is my understanding, what I think, but here we're going to look at online at the MVP description of it. So first off, we're going to get into, says, when the balance came off the machine, everyone was quite excited. The feel is exactly what they wanted, which is a low-profile mid-range accompanied by a bead. Everyone was excited, yada yada. However, after through some testing and stability of flight, it wasn't exactly what we were looking for. As you all know by now, creating a disc designed to hit an intended stability, we were fractions of a millimeter off. That's crazy to me that just fractions of a millimeter changes the disc so much. We'll kind of continue down. This time, unfortunately, we're a few hundred microns off. Instead, creating a disc between the reactor and the Pyro, we had made something more similar to the runway in the Pyro. I believe I've thrown a reactor, and if they're going for something between a reactor and a Pyro, I think that's kind of similar to what it is, maybe. I don't know. I've never thrown a runway. So they said they're trying to do a runway and a Pyro mix. It's kind of the ideal disc that Simon is wanting. So after all that, we're going to get right into it. We're going to have to do a voiceover for this video because I'm an idiot sometimes. Honestly, I just was in a rush and forgot to turn on my mic. I pushed the power button, but I didn't hold it long enough to turn it on. And then I was in a rush, so we just completely forgot. So we don't have audio. We're going to have a fun video here. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Let's get right into the video. Here we're on hole 1, short hole to start. Most of this course is pretty short, but we're going to go backhand with all these. Try and throw the same line for each. We're going to do a couple holes forehand, backhand, just see what they do. Really liked that first throw. Just gave it out wide to the right bid, and honestly it gave a good ace run. We're going to compare to the Pyro. Here I throw it a little bit inside, but kind of a similar line. Got a little bit more stable, quicker than the balance did. And that was the thing that we noticed early on. This method on the backhand was pretty much the same. Very similar disc. Here we got hole 2. We're going to test out the forehand. So we're going to go to the balance here. See what was a little bit surprised. It didn't seem super torque resistant. The Pyro, I had thrown a handful of times forehand, and so I knew what that was going to fly like. A good trusty forehand disc. Definitely has more bite at the end. Similar glide though, and then the method, not anywhere close on the forehand, does not hold the same torque. Jumping on to hole 5, going backhand again. We're going to try and throw a little bit flatter release here. Early release, but try to give it a flat release so I have a strong right to left crosswind. So that did affect the disc quite a bit on all of these. Here you see with the Pyro, try to throw it flat and it just immediately wants to get stable. A lot of that was from the crosswind, but that disc does have a little bit more bite there at the end. I was surprised the Pyro does glide a lot further than I thought. Hole 7 is a good one for a big spike hyzer, so I try to throw these all out wide and high and just see what they do. The balance, I thought I was going to ace. Not going to lie, that tree just got in the way there. Um, Through almost the same line here, a little bit higher and right. But it just seemed to get more vertical quick. And the balance just seems to have a glidey fade to it, if that makes sense. This one I definitely just grip locked through high, but you can see how it kind of compares where when it's moving left, it's also gliding to the left. And then here I go ahead and do a little side by side review. I don't know a lot about discs and the angles and everything, but you can see here that the Pyro is a little bit of a sharper, harsher edge, but the balance feels really, really good in the hand, and I was really surprised by it. A little bit shallower and a little bit rounded, but I really, really love the feel of this plastic and this disc. So here we try to throw them on a little bit of an anhyzer and see how it would hold. Held really well, and I think we put it like 30 feet from the basket there on like a 330-foot hole. So we did the same thing here, slipped on the tee pad so you don't get a good comparison. But then the method threw a very, very similar line, and it's kind of like this one. It just holds a really good turnover and then it fights out at the end. The Pyro, I think, was just a little too stable. Here we go with the forehand hyzer flip on a short range, and you can see that the balance really held up on that. I really liked how it flew when you're just doing a short little forehand. The Pyro, again, more stability, more trust in this disc. So I was able to throw it and just know that it would fade. Didn't love the way that the balance forehanded. It was okay, but if you have a little bit of slower arm speed for the balance or for the forehand, balance would probably be a good disc to do that. Here we're going to go again. I think it's like 330 feet. Didn't throw any of these very good at all, so you're not going to get a great comparison, but overall, I really love the feel of this disc. I don't throw a ton of MVP, and I really, really love the feel of the plastic. Overall, just a really good disc. We're going to go ahead and do an ace run here for you. All right, dumb old me did not turn my mics on. I thought we did. So all of that, you guys are going to have to hear from a voiceover. I'll give my 2 cents. I'll try and just recreate everything that I said here. Hopefully it'll work out. I'll kind of pause the video. I'll make this work. We're going to make this video work because I leave tomorrow for Oregon. And so I don't have time. I'm not taking discs with me. I'm not taking these with me. Hard to throw discs 170 feet when you're used to throwing them like 260 to 300. But here we go. I like that line better. Okay. We can just recreate that. Stay up. And then there was a balance. Simon line. Here we go. Treat us well, Simon. Nope. All right, it's not an ace disc, but it's a good disc. You guys should try one. Try and find a Gryopalooza box if you can, because I believe that's the only time you're going to be able to get the prototypes, which feel really good. We'll see when they come out with the stock ones, but thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. We got a lot of content coming over the holidays. We're going to be doing a lot. We're going to start a new series, which I think you guys will love. So thank you guys so much. Peace.